Thus, the physical is complete, and for some reason, Cosby forgets to put on his mask, and for some reason, Turtle Man is the only one able to notice that he forgot.
Nurse! Nurse!
And yes, he, like many, would be the first to be institutionalized due to Ghost Dad. The chain of suffering had to start somewhere. Everything's all fine and good, but they have to hurry to get ready for this merger because they only have 3 days before he'll start to fade away. Why? Because we can make up any shit that we want. It's the afterlife, and because we don't know anything about it, we can assume that fucking anything makes logical sense.
Critic, are you sure we have to recreate the entire gameplay if Sam and Max hit the road?
Hey, I can't help it if they lost the paperwork of the afterlife. This is the only way to keep me visible. Now, where's my Dorothy voice?
But I thought as Max I didn't have to do that voice.
When you address anyone else, no, but when you address me, yes.
But Critic, I just don't know how we could possibly reenact the entire game. I mean, we don't even have a giant trout to climb into.
We'll find a way.
Critic, I don't need her to do Sam and Max. I can do both voices on my own.
What's wrong with my voice?
Up. Now you have to say it like a 1920s paperboy shouting a headline.
I thought that I was doing...
When you're talking to him as Sam, it's Max. But when you're talking to him as Malcolm, it's 1920s paperboy. Now, I'm sorry, rules from upstairs.
Extra! Read all about it! Critic's a big douche!
Hey! I feel my soul fading away from that disloyalty.
That's better than her Max voice.
Shut it, mister!
Nah, he's right.
But Critic!
Apologize to him.
As Max or the paperboy?
Go back and forth. I get a strong feeling that'll keep me here longer.
Sorry, Malcolm! I didn't mean it. I've just been in a stinking mood on account of all of these voices!
Apology accepted.
She was saying it to me.
Shut it, Sam! And show her how to do a better Max voice.
Right. The trick is to get it all nasally, kind of like a flamboyant Bugs Bunny.
It's good to be dead. So Full House bully gets in the car with Cosby's daughter and, of course, not wanting to raise suspicion, he mutilates his body like a possessed Muppet. Now make sure you get nothing but crappy movies from here on out, Mr. Leguizamo!
You are never, ever going to date that.
Tony Ricker is the only guy in school that knows that I'm alive, and I will date him if I want to.
And of course, as is on par with most of this movie, the family in no way tries to explain the obvious weird shit going on that obviously needs explaining.
And I do not appreciate your interference in my pathetic social life.
It's her time of the month. That still works on us, right? But it's okay, because this movie addresses the important issues that anyone would be addressing under such bizarre and disturbing circumstances.
How am I gonna be a magician at career day tomorrow without the trunk of doom?
Okay, movie, can I bring you up to date on something I don't think you're quite aware of? Here, come closer. Come closer. Little closer. Little closer. Little closer. Okay, you listening? You listening? You listening? Okay. He's dead! What is wrong with you people? Death is not some sort of weird personality trait. It's fucking death! The suspension of disbelief, and then the suspension of just not giving a shit. All of these are just excuses to force what they think is a funny scenario down our throats. But what they're missing is that comedy works when you can have something close to a relatable situation. And nobody, fucking nobody would ever be able to relate with these choices. I mean, they just make no sense. It's like saying, oh my God, America just blew up. Well, let's go start making cream cheese. You don't think we should do something else? No, the cream cheese seems the most logical. Well, I can't see no reason not to. Let's do it. Cream cheese. Cream cheese.
Hello?
Yo, is Diane there? This is Tony Ricker.
Tony Ricker?
Yeah, that's me. Put the bitch on.
Because that's what a teenage boy talking to the parent of a girl he wants to get with would say. Put the bitch on. Yeah. It's like you put a hidden camera in a real family's house because you guys are just capturing reality so well. Are you sure you didn't do that? Are you sure you didn't put a hidden camera in some family's house and this is just the recordings that you're showing us? It's so fucking realistic! God! Movie, were you just raised in a burlap bag being beaten by unfunny DVDs of Carlos Mencia? And then suddenly released into the world thinking, yeah, I can represent the social interactions of the human animal? Well, let me tell you something, movie. Come here. Come here. Come here. Little closer. Little closer. Little closer. Fuck you! So he grabs the boy through the telephone wires because you can't prove a ghost can't do that. And he scares the living shit out of him.
Put the bitch on the phone! The bitch! Make it to the phone. I'm here, though. Think about dying.
You know, it just hit me. Cosby in this movie is like a collection of all the unfunny Tim Allen grunts. Not the legitimately humorous ones, just the awkward brand.
And if you so much as call, talk to me, so help me, I'll do things you...
You know what? This movie is so unpleasant and so nasty and so uncomfortable, I really am wondering if this was meant to be a legitimate scary film.
What you are about to hear is real. It has not been edited or enhanced.
Oh, out, my God.
The subject of some movies is so disturbing that those who experience them will never be the same again.
Out. I'm stunned. What
And speaking of unintelligent, his son tries to perform an escape act, which of course the teacher allows. Hell, he's probably distracted by where the fuck he got a child-sized straitjacket. And during his merger, Cosby leaves in the middle and helps him out with his act, which seems to work out well seeing how he lost the key.
Hi, kid.
I thought you had this big meeting you couldn't leave.
Yeah, I did, but I thought about it and you're more important.
Well, for the brief few moments that I'm here, I've also officially lost my job and the insurance which you kids were yelling at me for to begin with. But hey, what do I care if you're left in financial ruin? At least I helped you in a career you clearly showed you're not cut out for.
How am I doing?
You're getting an A.
But then the scientist shows up and explains, oh, I can't do this shit justice, just listen.
You're not a ghost.
What am I?
You didn't die, you just jumped out of your body, that's all.
Keep listening.
It's been rumored there was one other case in America years ago. Before he was able to find his body and get back into it, this poor fellow had to wear a bunny costume for a week. He was somewhere in Minnesota, I think.
That was my father.
I've always suspected this was an hereditary trait.
Far out.
So, if there's any of you out there that missed that, apparently your soul can be scared out of its body, and this is a hereditary thing passed down from generation to generation. And apparently, one of the ways that you can get your soul back into your body involves a rabbit suit that you wear for an extended period of time. I've never done this before, but that series of sentences is so strange, so bizarre, and so troubling to me that I literally have nothing to say about it. I don't even know what angle to come at it from. I just have a fear that the more I comprehend what was just said, the more mentally insane I will become. So I'm doing it for my own health, as well as yours. You should be fucking thankful. But just as they're about to go look for his body, his daughter slips on a cliche which causes them to take her to the hospital, which of course causes her to leave her body as well. Hey, I guess it's in the blood. Or the midichlorians. I don't know, whatever the fuck spirit blood is.
Get back into your body before something serious happens.
Like what?
Don't do this to me.
Always about you, isn't it? How things affect you. Well, I'm thinking of me right now, and this ghost life is a lot better than that crappy life I was having to live, and I'm not going back to it.
Yes, again, quite clearly understanding teenagers, it captures quite wonderfully that most teenagers want to be ghosts. I don't question it, doing so might have them recollect the bodysuit scene again. But as Cosby starts to fade away for good, guess what they just so happen to find in the room next door?
Oh, Jesus, come on! Are you really trying to do it?
So, insert some Shyamalan bullshit about how everything happens for a reason, and watch as Cosby, coincidentally right next door, reunites with his body. Which does suddenly raise the question for me, did his suit die too? Was that gonna be some sort of spin-off? Ghost suit?
How do you feel?
Well, pretty fucking confused, seeing how I can see you in the light, even though we clearly established I shouldn't. Dedication. Fuck. So it wasn't really Ghost Dad as much as Comatose Dad, but hey, if they called it that, it wouldn't be nearly as successful. And they all leave to come across a familiar face.
I am yours to command! Go to hell and sit on a red-hot coal! Oh, yes! Yes, evil master!
And he's off to kill about a dozen more people. This film is dedicated to the lack of common sense, plausibility, and anything representing years of human evolution. Whenever you feel bad about yourself, just be happy that you had nothing to do with the making of Ghost Dad. Guys, this is not only bad, this is fascinatingly bad. Once in a while there's an impressive effect given the time period, but overall, this is one of the biggest question marks of comedies ever. How could anyone think this could work? How could anyone sign on to it? How could anyone read one page of this script and possibly get a laugh? It's uncomfortable, it's stupid, it makes no goddamn sense whatsoever. It is straight up dead on arrival. And I should know, being dead myself. Actually, I'm not. I'm just still really upset about what they did on Wicker Man. So, I figure this was a very fitting sort of revenge. I think I pulled it off pretty good, didn't I? I think a moment like that calls for a good drink.
Okay, we figured it out. I'll play both Sam and Max in a terrifying hybrid called Sam Max.
While I play the girl from their TV show that no one remembers.
Hey, wait a minute. Didn't you say that ghosts couldn't touch things?
Yes. Yes, I did.
And yet, you are touching us now.
That is also correct.
You lied to us, didn't you?
Right on the money.
You never killed yourself.
Affirmative.
And you did all of that just to see if we were dumb enough to do it?
Absolutely no part of that was false.
So, why are you just calmly explaining it to us here?
Because quite frankly, you should be ashamed of yourselves for letting me take advantage of you like that. A ghost? A fucking ghost? You honestly fell for that? You were dumb enough to fall for all the stupid stuff that I was making up on the top of my head. I mean, sexy Dorothy? Really? And look at you! You look like McGruff the Crime Bunny! Shame on you. Shame on you both. Now, if you excuse me, I am hoping that the guilt and confusion that you are feeling right now will buy me some time so I can flee to my car like a coward.
So, he's not dead?
No, but he'll wish he was.
Ah! What are you doing with those bunny ears?
I'll show you how to do a Max impression. Hit him in the ball!
Ow! Sexy Dorothy, no!
Clip your heels 3 times upside his head.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
Somewhere over your nutsack,
Ow!
balls are blue.
Ow!
like a bunny.